everybody. At this point, I figure I would open it up to questions and answers. I know a couple of you have discussed having devious questions, which terrifies me in many ways. But I figure we'll keep it to 4 or 5 just to keep things rolling, because I'm always antsy at the Q&A section of other readings. So, yeah. Kim?
Can you tell us about, are there more books planned in the Wildefire?
Are there more books planned in the Wildefire series? There certainly are. We just announced this past week that books 2 and 3 sold to Simon & Schuster. So book 2 is going to be called Embers and Echoes. Maybe I'll give a little, this will be a chance to give some mini spoilers. Blackwood Academy is the school where the first book takes place, but the second book transitions to New Orleans and Miami, which is the principal setting. So it goes a little tropical. And the third book, Afterglow, might have a couple chapters in a place you know as Boston. So, and now I'm working on something that deals with time travel, but I can't speak too much about that.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxers or briefs? Haynes, that's all you need to know.
Since you've been getting this question so much, can you please clarify, even though you do say in the book that the evil relationship between the 2 sisters in the book is not based off of your life?
My little sister would like to know. I'd like some reassurance that the intense sibling rivalry in the book is not based on reality. I can neither confirm nor deny that. I will say, the dedication at the beginning says, this should be an ah moment, but you don't really have to ah if you don't want. To Mom and Dad, but especially to Aaron and Kelsey, who are my sisters, I promise the dysfunctional siblings in this book are not even loosely based on us. That was a lie. Irish, did you have a question?
Well, I was going to ask Danny Johns' question. Which books are out now do you wish were out when you were a kid growing up?
Oh boy. I would probably say I'm a little obsessed with Across the Universe. It's a new sci-fi novel for teens that just came out, and sci-fi has been kind of on the back burner to paranormal romance and dystopian lately, so it was really cool to see a spaceship adventure, but it reminded me a lot of Alien Secrets, which was a big part of my childhood growing up, by Annette Curtis Klaus, which is a similar people on a trans-space journey and a murder mystery, so it kind of brought up a note of nostalgia to me, but I think it's probably the most beautifully written book on the YA market right now.
Did you find Ash saying or doing things that surprised even you?
Oh boy. That is a great question. Yeah, she had a couple of them, especially the dark turn she takes in the very beginning. I've seen, in the very beginning, there's a sort of cat fight, for lack of a better word, when Ashlyn is attacking a girl who was the cheatee in a cheating relationship. Her boyfriend cheated on her. And I've seen a lot of people question whether that's moral to go after the woman rather than the boyfriend who cheated on her. So I guess that kind of surprised me when that just kind of came out in the prose itself. But the truth is, if you look back at mythology, when Zeus had his affairs, that's what goddesses do. They go after the wrong people. Hera was always going after the woman and doing horrible things, and Zeus would get away in his little lightning bolt chariot.
Be got it.
It's Joe.
Thank you.
Don't take this the wrong way.
Which way is wrong, left or right?
As a guy
Okay.
who write as a woman very well, in my opinion. So that's not the wrong way to type. But did you ever consider having your protagonist as a male, or did you find it easy to write as a woman, or did you ever struggle with that?
It's scary how easy I found it to write. I think it helped having 2 sisters in my house growing up with a majority female presence. I don't really know where that voice came from. It might come from watching too many romantic comedies, my softer side coming out. But no, will I eventually write a male protagonist? Maybe, but it's a tough market. Part of it's a practical choice. It's books with female protagonists just tend to sell better, unless you're 13 Reasons Why, and then. One more. Sarah?
Piggybacking on that question, I was going to ask, you have a lot of fashion detail throughout. I was just curious if, growing up with sisters is what led you to have that kind of detail there, or if it was just something that naturally came.
The fashion details? Actually, my fashion consultant is sitting in the back. Wave to everybody, Jen. She's actually thanked in the acknowledgments as my fashion consultant. And basically what happens is I was in a grad program with all women, and I would come in and write these stories, and they would be like, you have the female perspective down, but these clothes are terrible. Why is she wearing a pink cocktail dress to the bar? It was a really good question. I don't think I really knew what a cocktail dress was. I think that was quite bad. So I basically took on my friend Jen and the overall advice of my grad program when it came to fashion. And so there's some moments in here where maybe somebody is wearing a Shantung silk espresso dress, espresso colored dress, and that is not coming raw up here. That's coming from people who helped me out with what would an elegant woman wear. So don't ever send me to the store to pick up women's clothing. Thanks so much. Cool. All right, well, thanks for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it.